So the final month's Q&A, which would be the first month of 2022, although this is the last Q&A of 2021, it's finally here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've finally reached the end of last year's Q&A, and we're on to a new year. So, let's get into it. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. The 1,000-year-long wait Q&A is finally here. Oh, I'm so sorry this took so long to get out. I mean, I know everybody's been waiting for this, but here it is. You know, better late than never, am I right? I'll be sure to try to do my best to get the next Q&A out earlier. So, I'm sorry this took so long. Before we get into this Q&A, just want to let everybody know I will have another video going up after this. Give it probably about 2 to 3 hours afterward, and I will have another video up after this. So there will be regular content as always. And if you have any questions with the Q&A, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. I'll be sure to get them in the next Q&A. And if I forget any or have forgotten any, please let me know. I'll be sure to get them in the next Q&A. So hit me up. Let me know. I'll get them in for sure. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this long-awaited Q&A first with the YouTube questions. Starting with Thanos number 1 asking, "Hey, Drake, Merry Christmas." Well, Merry Christmas to you too, even though it's like a month late by the time this is out. But Merry Christmas, man. I hope all of you had a Merry Christmas. I hope it was wonderful. I really do. I hope your New Year was great. I hope all of you had a Happy New Year. I got a couple of questions. If there were a faithful adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, what do you think of Keanu Reeves as Spike Spiegel? Now, it's funny you mentioned that because I think you probably already knew, and some of you watching may have as well, but there was actually supposed to be a live-action Cowboy Bebop. I think it was by Fox that was supposed to be in the works back in like 2009, and Keanu Reeves was actually going to be Spike Spiegel. And, of course, they canned that. But if it had been done well, like if you had adapted that, I think it would have been done good. Like I said, if it was faithful, it would be interesting. But, I mean, as long as it stayed true to what Cowboy Bebop was, unlike Netflix's trash fire of an adaptation, then yeah, I mean, it probably could be good if you had a good director, you had, people who knew the material, or at least studied. I mean, you don't have to be fans of it, as long as you study it and know what you're adapting. Oh yeah, I think it could have been fine. Which anime character would be your navigator? Now, this is a good one. If I had to pick for my navigator, I'd say Enrico Pucci. The Chad Pucci himself. I mean, if you've, I'm not going to spoil things, but if you have read part 6 of JoJo, you know this man knows his directions. He's got a sense of direction. He knows what he's doing. And I got to say, Pucci would be great. He'd be a very overpowered navigator if you had to ask me as well. I mean, that's not even just counting White Snake. I mean, he would be a pretty overpowered navigator. So I'd say Enrico Pucci, but that's just me. Top 7 most hated anime characters. Oh, this is a pretty good one. I would say that Boruto is one of them. From start to finish of the series of Boruto, whether you watch the anime or the manga, I have found him absolutely obnoxious as a character. He acts like a spoiled brat. He's supposed to be seen as like a prodigy character, but yet I just see him as annoying. It's like he just, to me, as a character, I mean, because you have some good ones out there like, Sarada and Kawaki. I like their characters, but like, Mitsuki's pretty cool too. But I don't care anything Boruto. I find him just obnoxious. I really do. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Dario Brando, the son of Satan himself. This guy's a bastard. I don't think anybody can argue that. I mean, terrible alcoholic, treated Dio horribly. I mean, the guy, terrible. I mean, then again, Dio wouldn't be Dio if we didn't have that happen now. But still, he's a bastard. Seiryu, I hate this character. In the comic I couldn't stand her from the moment that she, ended Shell. I when she died, I was so happy. I was so glad. Now, Amon or, Adrian Gecko, I'm just going to go with Adrian Gecko because some people will know his name by the dub. He was meant to be hated. He played Cloudians, for one. Why do you play Cloudians? That's a terrible deck. Secondly, sacrificing your, I guess, girlfriend to get Exodia? I can't stand that guy. He's a terrible character. I couldn't stand him. Now, this one I hate, but I love to hate this character, which is Akio. The more you watch Revolutionary Girl Utena, because he's the main antagonist, the more you realize this guy's a scumbag. But he's so good at it. He's a master manipulator. Dude, the guy is excellent. I hate him, but I love to hate him. Like, Akio's great. Shao Tucker's another character. Like, you want to talk about a real scumbag. Using your own daughter to create a chimera. Using your own wife to make a chimera. Like, Shao Tucker is a horrible individual. Like, in Brotherhood, he got what he deserved, I thought. I was glad that Scar took him out because, man, Shao Tucker, real scumbag. I hated that guy. And then probably my most hated character in anime would probably be Sasuke Uchiha. Now, if you like this character, or if you like any of the characters on this list, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, to me, here's the thing that is good about Sasuke. He's definitely good in terms of combat. I don't think anybody can argue that. He's definitely skilled there. But, like, in terms of the character, I mean, like, you know, he, of course, knew about his brother, you know, ending his clan. Of course, it makes sense that he would hate his brother for that. Made sense. You know, but then he finds out the truth that Itachi did it to save the leaf because his clan was actually going to overthrow the leaf, and he himself, you know, was going to protect Sasuke by not, you know, ending Sasuke. You know, that's, you know, Itachi was trying to do a good thing. And then, of course, Sasuke then goes to hate the leaf. He wants to get revenge on him, which I understand why he'd take down Danzo. I get that. Danzo's a scumbag. I don't think anybody can argue that either. But, like, thing is, though, is that Sasuke then goes on to, I want to be Hokage, and he's like, I want to be the next Madara, and then he, you know, escapes child support by running from his family. It's staying on the run. Jokes aside, though, no, I don't like Sasuke, because it's just, to me, he felt like a hindrance at times in the plot, more so other characters like Naruto and Sakura, that, while Naruto did grow on his journey as a character at times, I do feel like he was being held back because of him holding on to Sasuke. And as Sasuke stated, you know, he did say that, you know, if you hadn't been chasing me, you could have been Hokage by now. True. You know, that was at the beginning of Shippuden. Had Naruto not chased after Sasuke, that probably would have happened. You know, it's probably true. But, you know, I mean, I'm just saying. But, personally, I don't like Sasuke. Because I felt like at times he was also a hindrance, but that's just me. But yeah, good questions, man. Elizabeth McGaden asks, sorry, I missed the last one. Hey, it's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. But the question is, you see metal face outside your window. What do? You get rockets. And you blow them up. That's what I do. I'd run, grab rockets, blow them up. That's what I do. Yeah, good question. Ultra Sniper asks, wait a minute. I know I asked questions on the November Q&A, but my questions weren't answered. Nick, I think you skipped my questions on the video, which I do apologize. I did miss them. So I am sorry about missing those questions. You know, it's like I've always said to everybody, you know, I do apologize if I do miss your questions. Just make sure to let me know. Like I said, I do appreciate that. It does help out a lot. So, you know, if there are any questions I may have missed in this Q&A, please let me know. I'll be sure to get them in the next one, for sure. But anyways, if you could bring an anime character to life, who would it be? Ooh. I would probably say one of my all-time favorite characters, Kamina. This guy was the Chad of Gurren Lagann. I don't think anybody can question that. This guy was the best character, in my opinion. His death was so sad. And he went out like a badass, though. I mean, yeah, he may have died, but at least he took the enemy with him. I mean, Kamina was amazing. I would say I'd bring him back, because he was too awesome. Who is the sexiest anime villain? Oh, there's so many to go through. To me, my opinion, the sexiest anime villain would be Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. God, I love this character. Like, I have a thing for yanderes. Everybody knows this. I have a thing for tsunderes and yanderes, and she has just a wonderful yandere personality. She may have been an enemy, but Jesus, I love this character. Like, she is 100% waifu material, in my opinion. Love Esdeath to death. Who's the funniest YouTuber? Mine would be SMG4. The funniest would probably be my favorite of all time, which was Etika. You know, he sadly, you know, passed away a couple of years ago, and you know, it was very tragic. But he was always like my favorite YouTuber. You know, and even to this very day, you know, nobody can replace him. You know, like you always have like that favorite, and it's like you can't really replace that one. And nobody will ever replace Etika. I mean, there are a lot of favorites I have, but Etika is definitely number one to me. May he rest in peace, you know? But he's always my favorite. Have you seen Iki Tosen? I actually have not. I haven't even heard of that series, to be honest with you, so I have no opinions on it. I mean, I might check it out, though. But yeah, no, I have not seen that series at all. What's the best fan service anime you've seen? Okay, so I've got like two. Personally, I love High School DxD. That that series is so good. I mean, I love it so much that a friend of mine got me into the light novel, and I have just adored, going further beyond like what season 4 was. Also, another one, Senran Kagura. If you know me, I am a huge Senran Kagura fan. I'd have to say that Cinder Kagura, I love the games, and I really hate what happened with like Soiny and Tencent and all that crap. But like Cinder Kagura, excellent fan service in my opinion. Those are two I definitely would go with though. But yeah, that's what I think. If you have thoughts on what yours would be, let me know down below. What's your favorite video game, and also what games do you play? In terms of favorite video game, that's really hard for me to say. I mean, like, I really enjoy Fire Emblem games. I mean, yeah, they've had their ups and downs with some games, in the right fates. Uh, but like, at the same time, I mean, I've had a lot of enjoyment out of that franchise. Um, I've also liked Pokemon games. I mean, yeah, there have been some like Sword and Shield that are just garbage. But then you got some good ones like Platinum out there, which probably is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I love Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon as well. I'm a big fan of like RPGs and JRPGs. Like those are always good. Turn-based games are kind of fun to me. I've always liked those. I like strategy games, so that's kind of more, and fighters, like because fighter games are fun. So that's kind of more my cup of tea. But that's just me. But yeah, good question, man. Duke Nuka Cola asks, "Happy New Year, Draco. Happy New Year to you and everyone watching. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year's Eve as well. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I hope all of you had a good one too. I've got a couple questions for you. Favorite Fire Emblem boys per game? Oh, which ones are the Chads? I would have to say Marth is one of my favorites. I mean, he's the OG, but like, I do like Marth. I mean, I kind of got more acquainted with him on the DS because we didn't get the original game from the NES, and then Alm also. We got to really be more acquainted with him with Echoes. I really liked him. Him and Silica, their story was good. Now, I also liked Arvis. He was like probably my favorite, if not one of my top favorite villains in all of Fire Emblem. Fantastic character. Leaf is also really good. I thought he was actually quite the character. Good protagonist, in my opinion. I did like Leaf a lot. And then another one, Ellawood. The Chad Ellawood. Now, I would say it would be between him and Hector, but I really liked Ellawood a lot, so I'd have to say Ellawood. Besides, he gave us our boy, Roy! Roy's our boy! He gave us our boy, man! The badass Roy. I mean, Roy is one of my all-time favorite male characters, period. Probably my favorite male character, honestly. It's him and another character, which we'll get to in a second. Seth was so good as a unit. I remember getting him in Sacred Stones, and man, he was so helpful in that game. He was so helpful. Oh, such a good unit. I don't think anybody really has any issues with Seth. I mean, who would? I mean, he was just too good. I love the Black Knight also. Like some people like Ike. I wasn't a fan of Ike, but I was more so a fan of the Black Knight. That's just me though. Robin, of course, we're talking in terms of like the male characters. Robin is probably, besides Roy, like my favorite male protagonist, because he was so good. Excellent tactician, and he didn't hold back. He was a good character. I really did like him. I liked him a lot. And then Owain. And like, if I had to go with a character in Fates, it was my favorite, definitely Owain, just because of his hilarious, outgoing, and quirky personality. I mean, he was great in Awakening, and he was also great in Fates. I mean, I loved him. Owain / Odin, man. He's too good. And then Dimitri. Dimitri's probably my favorite male character in Three Houses, because, for one, I love the hate boner he had for Edelgard. It was too good. I loved it. He was just so good as a character. And he's a Chad. I loved him. He was great. Absolutely fantastic. Have you played any of the Bravely Saga? If so, what are your favorite classes? I have not, but I've seen gameplay of it. I've been very intrigued by that game. It's been one I've actually been wanting to like catch up with, because there have been some games that I just haven't been around to be able to play. So I really would like to get into it and play it, honestly. Because it does look like a lot of fun. It's like the kind of game that I'd be into, you know what I mean? So I don't have an opinion other than from what I've seen, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. So I'd say, yeah, Bravely looks like a good game. What do you think of my Ruby VA recast? Cassandra Boris as Ruby, Christina V as Weiss, Julianne Taylor as Blake. Wendy Lee as Yang, Max Middleman as Jean, Kate Higgins as Nora, Matt Mercer as Ren, and Lauren Landa as Pyrrha. I think it's pretty good. Christina V, she kind of plays as a terrible character right now in Ruby. But outside of her, I would probably say like Julie Ann Taylor would be more suited for probably Pyrrha's role. I mean, you could do a pretty good Weiss with her, but I feel like she'd be more Pyrrha. I don't know. That's just me. But then again, with Pyrrha, I would get more like Cordelia vibes from Fire Emblem. And if you know Julie Ann Taylor, she did that. But she probably would be a good Weiss too, though, because she did good as Severa in her tsundere roles. She was also good as Mordred. So, good stuff. Kate Higgins as Nora would be pretty good, actually. I've always liked Kate Higgins. She's always done pretty good. So I would say, yeah. Even in like the dub of Code Geass, she was actually good as CC or C2, however you want to say it. Oh man, she did so good. So yeah, I mean, I could see her being Nora. I could see that being a possibility. I think everybody else kind of really fits. I don't know who I would have play as Blake though. Blake's one that, God, I really don't know. That one hits me for like a spin. I'm not really sure. I will say, Wendy Lee as Yang fits perfectly. I could see that being like the perfect Yang. I mean, she's so good as Yoruichi. Jesus, she would be good as Yang. That would be. I'd say the cast is good. I'd say, yeah, I'd say you got a good one going there. I really do. But yeah, good questions, man. Darrell, Lord of Pain asks, hey, Draco, do you have any big anime you're looking forward to next year? Because 2022 is stacked. For me, it's Bleach by Hero Academia Season 6, Overlord Season 4, Komi-san Season 2, Spy X Family, Goblin Slayer Season 2, Shield Hero Season 2, Uzaki-chan, and Chainsaw Man. Yeah, you know, some of those on that list, I'm looking forward to myself. I'm really looking forward to Bleach, finally getting the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. God, you know, we've been waiting 7 years. Actually, 8 years. 8, almost 9. Jesus. That's crazy, because it was 2013 when the Bleach anime was canceled. That is nuts. Oh man, that I'm looking forward to that. The animation looks so beautiful from that trailer. Oh man, looks so good. Also looking forward to Overlord. That is a good series. I enjoy that a lot. Komi-san as well, really good. You know, the first season was great. I'm looking forward to that second season. You know, like the manga it's been fun. Spy X Family, that does look interesting. I am actually looking forward to that. Goblin Slayer, of course, because who doesn't want to see more of that badassery? Shield Hero, also looking forward to that too. Uzaki-chan's good. And Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's so good. I'd highly recommend that. If you like horror, Chainsaw Man's the place to go. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to a couple of series myself, like Precure. I need to get back into like the latest season. That's the one I've missed actually, which is Tropical Rogue. So I do need to get into that. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for The Greatest Demon Lord is Reborn as a typical nobody. That one's one I'm really looking forward to. Another one I'm looking forward to is In the Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki. That's another one I do want to actually see. But there are a couple here and there that I'm actually looking forward to. But like I'd say probably the biggest one right now might actually be Bleach. Because we've waited almost 9 years. And I mean it's insane to think that's how long we've waited for this. Like it's nuts. But that would be my opinion. But yeah, good questions, man. Ultra Sniper X asks, oh, I have more where they came from. Have you heard of the anime Freezing? I have heard of it, but I've never actually watched it. So I don't have an opinion on Freezing. But yeah, no, I'll check it out though. Have you seen Steins Gate? Yes. That series is a damn masterpiece. I love it. Then again, you know, Okabe's great. You know, Kurisu, best girl, changed my mind. She is the best character in all of it, in my opinion. God, I love her to death. But like that series is good. I love it. I still need to watch Zero though. I still haven't watched that yet. I need to get into it. I do need to watch it. I've been dying to watch it, and I know it's been out for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to it, sadly. Any thoughts on High School of the Dead? Good series. Excellent boob physics. Good fan service though. Good series. It's just a shame it'll never end, you know, because the creator passed away. I mean, that's just, it's a shame. The manga was getting really good too. But yeah, good series. Good series, in my opinion. What do you think of VA Travis Willingham, if you've heard of him? Oh, no, I do like him in terms of voice acting. I don't know what he's like as a person, but he's done well. I mean, he did like Roy Mustang, who's my favorite character, Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood. He was Perfect Cell. He's done some pretty good stuff. I like the dude in terms of voice acting. I mean, he's got a good voice for it. I mean, he's good for it. He really is. But as a voice actor, I've enjoyed him. What's your favorite mecha anime series other than Code Geass? My choice is Muv-Luv, alternative Total Eclipse. Now I've heard of Muv-Luv. Have a friend who has talked to me about it. He's probably watching this video right now. In fact, shout out to him. But I've been intrigued with that, and I actually do want to get into it. But my favorite would probably be like, besides Code Geass, probably Gundam. I mean, I know that's probably like the go-to, but I mean, Gundam's just so good. My favorite Gundam of all time is G Gundam. I mean, that's my favorite Gundam of all Gundam. I also loved Iron Blooded Orphans. That was also insanely good. But yeah, that's just me though. Also this to be included. All right, maybe you just watch the video, the pronunciation video 3 times, or just try to remember. That can help. Or if you want, Nick, just call me Fireblaze X. I don't know why I even put my real name in here. Also, just a side note, it's actually Jugger and McJugger Nuggets. Like, Jugger? I don't know. I might be getting this wrong. Knowing me, I probably am. If I do, I apologize. Not sure if you can pronounce it right, and Waffle Pone's pronounced Waffle Pone. Knowing me, I probably got that wrong. It's home to the greatest freak out ever series. Oh, that's interesting to know. I did not know that. But yeah, good questions, man. Julian R.S. Thoughts on Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man? Andrew Garfield was better as Spider-Man than he was Peter Parker. I didn't really think he was a good Peter Parker, but like in terms of Spider-Man, I thought he was pretty good. As like the snazzy comebacks, snarky remarks, because that's kind of how Spider-Man was in terms of that. So I think he was good as Spider-Man. I just don't think he was a good Peter Parker. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, good question, man. Gene Gomez asks, here a question for the next Q&A. Top 10 Marvel waifus. Ooh, that's a good one. So, my top 10 Marvel waifus, one of them would definitely have to be Elektra. Always loved her design, great character. Did like her fighting alongside Daredevil. So, that's one. Another one would be Mystique. This woman is the woman of, a million faces, basically. You don't mess with Mystique. But I always liked her. She's one of my favorite mutants. Natasha Romanoff is also one of my favorites. They really nerfed her in the movies, though. Because, she had the super soldier serum as well. They nerfed her in comparison to what she was in the comics. I mean, that was, I think, probably one of my biggest disappointments when it came to the Marvel films. Wasp is also another one of my favorite characters. I've always enjoyed her. Janet Van Dyne, amazing. She was actually the leader of the Avengers at one time. I mean, great character. Excellent. Like, I love Janet Van Dyne. And then, Rogue from the X-Men. She was great. She even got the capabilities of flight, when she, drained powers from Captain Marvel and put her into a coma. I'll never forget that. She was the girl that, if she touched you, you're pretty much gonna die, if not be put into a coma or knocked unconscious. Psylocke's another one of my favorite characters. She's an excellent mutant. She-Hulk. She-Hulk is one of the best because, for one, she was the one who was doing the fourth wall breaking before Deadpool. And a lot of people don't realize that. And, she was great. She was sexy. She had it all going for her. Loved her. Black Cat, one of my favorites as well, because, she actually did date Spider-Man at one time. And, they kind of had a thing going on and off. And, I always liked her character. I kind of, liked the burglar sense and her kind of changing because of Peter Parker. I mean, it was good. Another one is Jean Grey in the Phoenix. Now, the one thing that I've always hated is that they've never done it right in terms of the movies of trying to do, the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix saga. Never have they done that right. You would have to have, a trilogy to make that work. You can't do it in one movie. It's just not going to happen. That's one of the biggest mistakes they ever tried to do. Besides Marvel going woke and basically just ruining the characters, because they've done that too. Oh, God, that's the worst mistake. But also Mary Jane. Mary Jane's been, one of the best characters, and if you notice, there's a trend here. There's a lot of redheaded women, because I love redheaded women. That's just me. But Mary Jane, always there for Peter Parker, his soulmate for sure. I mean, she's probably the best girl in all of Marvel, in my opinion. But that's just me. Captain Boomerang asks, what anime is getting the Ruby treatment? Can you get the Ruby treatment? Could there actually be an anime that bad? I mean, Mars of Destruction is garbage. That is probably the worst anime I've ever seen in my life. And that's still better than Modern Ruby. I don't know. Could you really get... I actually am questioning this myself. What anime is getting the Ruby treatment? I don't think you get that bad unless you got Miles Luna working on it and Carrie Shawcross. Oh, God, that'd be horrible. You've now made me think. Like, I'm going through one of those, think, Draco, think! Moments. Like, I don't know. I can't actually answer that. That's a good question. I actually have no idea. That one even puts me, like, in a baffled moment. I don't know if there could be one that bad. Anime fans X8 ask, what is your favorite Grand Theft Auto game? I would say San Andreas was probably my favorite one. Now, I was more like a Saints Row fan, of course, but, like, I did like Grand Theft Auto. San Andreas would have to be my favorite. I do have a funny story involving that, actually. So, like, when I was part of the campus ministry that I was in when I was in college, what was really hilarious was we actually had like a 360 there for people to play, and people would play like San Andreas. We were playing like I remember, I won't forget, we were like doing these glitches where people were getting smacked with cars. And like it's funny because it was a campus ministry stuff, and like we would also have like refugee children that would come from like schools. And people would tutor them and teach them. And then they'd come downstairs and play Grand Theft Auto. It was probably one of the funniest things that I had ever seen. I don't know. It's just, you wouldn't think that in like a campus ministry. Best Rat Waifu asked, if you woke up in San Andreas and you were really hungry, would you rather go to Burger Shot, Cluckin' Bells, or Well Stacked Pizza Co? I go to Burger Shop because if I had been starving for days, I'd get that 6-pound burger, man. Oh God, that would be crazy. Good question, man. Captain Boomerang asks, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, it's the best Christmas movie. It's not just a Christmas movie, it's the best Christmas movie. No question. No question. Mr. DJ Fly asks, best and worst female character design in anime / comics. The best design in anime, oh well, that one's simple. In my opinion, the best design, this is just me, I've always loved how Heirs of Scarlet looked. Heirs of Scarlet has, to me, the best design in terms of anime. At least that's my opinion. Now, when it comes to like comics, Zatanna has a really good design. I don't know, I've always loved her design. Then again, she was actually one of my favorite characters in all of DC, like in terms of like female heroes, you know? She's one of my favorites. Now, worst designs in comics, oh, well, this monstrosity known as She-Hulk.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This monstrosity was She-Hulk. Believe it or not, this was She-Hulk. This is how bad Marvel Comics got. Like, this is one of the most disgusting, grotesque designs I've ever seen. And that's supposed to be She-Hulk. That's horrendous. Be a good question, man. Thomas Hale asks, happy Boxing Day, Draco. Happy Boxing Day to you. I don't know what that is. Happy Boxing Day. Hopefully you had a good Christmas day yesterday. It was good. It wasn't bad. I hope all of you had a wonderful one yourselves. I just wanted to ask, while we can agree that Blake from RWBY is a shot character nowadays. Oh yeah, she is one of the worst, if not the worst. Yeah, that and Jean and Yang. Terrible characters now. Have you ever liked the Bella Booty? I mean, she was okay as a character. I was more into characters like Neo, Cinder, Raven. You know, these were characters I was more into. Glinda Goodwitch. I was more into them. Personal opinion. I was also into Velvet. That's another character. Really like Nora. But that's just me. Those were characters I was more into. But the Bella Booty wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Not my favorite, but wasn't bad. But yeah, good question, man. Captain Boomerang asks, what anime character is not a main character deserves their own show? We need to give more Rohan shows. Rohan deserves more of a show. Not just OVAs. The guy was too good, man. He's too good in JoJo. Let's get him more. Let's get him a full anime out there. Let's do it. Let's do it. Man, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Or Mista. Mista, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Mista freaking out about the number 4. That'd be good, though. I'd like a Mista show. That'd be fun. I'd like it. Or a Brandish show. That'd be good stuff. I'd be into Brandish having her own show. Or Mount Lady. That'd be good stuff. I'd be into it. I don't know about anybody else. I would. But yeah, it's just me. It's just me. But yeah, good question, man. Alex the Kid asked, ever watch a show, anime, etc. that tried to be really deep but didn't really know what they were talking about and ended up being more confusing than insightful? I kind of feel like, in a sense, you had Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 like that. It had potential in the start, and it was good in the beginning. It was. And then, it's like, you go from Yu-Gi-Oh! Who's like this, entertainment duelist, that's kind of his gimmick, and he becomes the main villain. And then he feels bad because, oh look, I became Zark and I killed all these people. He felt so bad for it. And the final duel was about trying to make Zark happy because Zark was reincarnated in Rayra. So he was in the baby and the baby wouldn't stop crying and they had to try to make the baby happy by having like one final duel, which was supposed to be the ceremonial duel. And if it was good enough, the baby would smile, then that would mean that Zark was at peace. And you had Shun, he was fighting for his sister because his sister was kidnapped during the Dimensional War. He wanted her back, right? And, she dies, along with all the other Bracelet Girls and the U-Boys. They all die, except for, Yuya. And then in the end, they don't get them all back. They're forever sealed inside, like the U-Boys are forever sealed inside of Yuya, while the Bracelet Girls are forever sealed inside of Yuzu, which she gets resurrected. And Shun, he was upset over losing his sister. He was enraged over it, which made sense. Because that was the whole reason why he was fighting that war in the first place, was to get her back. And then his best friend and sister are forever dead. And sealed inside of Yuzu and Yuya forever. And Yuya, he's fine despite ending the lives of so many people. He's like, what? This ending, and Shun just goes being happy. Like, you're never getting your sister back, Shun. Like, that's terrible. It's awful. And then, the U-Boys and the Bracelet Girls, aside from Yuya and Yuzu, will forever be sealed inside of Yuya and Yuzu. So they don't get their lives ever again. They're forever sealed within these two characters. And dead. That sucks! What was the point? The point was to try to save them. And then it's like, no, we're going to put it into the war. You put it into a war, yeah. But there were characters that are forever sealed away. I don't feel that was deep. And I don't feel like Yuya learned anything. Fuck Yuya. I hate that character. I hate him so much. Damn it! I just realized I forgot to put him in my top 7 most hated characters. Oh, damn it! You know what? Fine. He'll be just here. You know what? I hate him so much. He gets his own full segment. You know what? That's what it is. I don't just hate Yuya. I loathe Yuya. There you go, Sasuke. You get one. You got your one, Sasuke. Are you happy now? God. Oh, I hate Yuya so much. I loathe the character. And he also created the worst mechanic, in my opinion, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pendulum Summoning. It had to be nerfed twice. It was so bad. Fuck you, Yuya. But good question, man. Good question, Alex. Anime AK116 asked, what do you think of this meme video? So I did watch the video. It's actually kind of funny. This is coming from somebody who used to be like a really big Halo fan. It was pretty funny, actually. Not a bad video at all. It was pretty good. But, nice meme video, though. I will say it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But yeah, good meme there, man. If Quigon Jin and Kenobi ended up fused together into one person, either through fusion dance or Patara fusion, would they survive and even defeat Darth Maul? I'd say so, yeah. Because they would be two greater powers than Maul. I mean, I'd say they'd win. How would the Jedi react to this fusion being? Oh, they'd probably all try it. They probably all would. How would the Sith? Oh, Palpatine would take advantage of it. 100%. He would find a way to do it. But then he would also try to find, the disadvantages to it as well. How would it change the timeline? We would have, Kenobi. And we would have, Darth Vidius. Who in the Star Wars universe would you want to see fused together? For example, Kenobi, Anakin fusion versus Darth Sidious. I think it'd be kind of badass if we saw a Sidious and Vader fusion. Like I said, Darth Vidius. Or a Vader and Boba Fett fusion. That'd be awesome. And Luke and Han Solo, that'd be cool too. I mean, there'd be a lot of really cool potential out of that. But yeah, good question, man. James95 asks, what is the best girl in Bleach and in anime you watch? Oh, the best girl in Bleach. Well, that one's simple for me. Yoruichi. She is the best girl. I mean, I really am a big fan of Rukia. She'd be like second place, but like Yoruichi's the best. Rangiku's also really good. Orihime's good too. But Yoruichi, she's good. I also like the jokes that she has. And in terms of other anime, Heirs of Scarlet and Fairy Tail 100%. God, I love this character too much. I have a problem. I have a problem. Karisu from Science Gate would be another one that I would have to go with. Then again, the Tsundere power. I love it. Mordred, the best tomboy. Change my mind. Zenobia, definitely one of the best. I mean, you know, I'd help her have children. You know, that's what she wanted. Ishtar, one of the best goddesses. CC or C2, she's also another good one. Another one is, Mai from Usagi no Phantom World. I always love her too. Man, I would love to get a season 2 of that. And then Cynthia from Pokemon, because, my God, I would lick the sweat off of this beautiful woman's body, take her out to a wonderful meal, get her just started up, full body massage, getting in there, and then going to have that sexy party.
Oh my, how lewd.
God, I could keep going with this with so many waifus I could name off. Besides, if Cynthia was a real person, I can tell you right now, everybody get out of the way, because I would rupture the fabric of space-time for reality just so that I could make sure I could get with her. Oh, God, I have a problem. I have a problem. Oh, man. Damn it, I love Cynthia too much. She's one of the best waifus. She changed my mind. Best rat waifu asks, which anime waifus and VTuber waifus would you invite to a Christmas party with, and how do you think they would make the party interesting and fun? We gotta have Marine, because we gotta have all the horny. That would be one. Marine would go there. Botan would be fun. We could have like a gun show there, because she was a fan of guns. That would be another one. Also, Calliope Mori would be fun too, because she'd be good at singing. I mean, a lot of them would be, but also she'd know how to deliver that party. Kiara could bring the KFP, excellent stuff right there. Who would be against that, right? Then you could have Mume for all the adorableness. Like she'd bring the cute factor. You could have Fauna because Mother Nature. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want a good ounce of Mother Nature at the party, right? She'd be able to deliver the style and fashion to the party, I'd say. I think she'd be good at it. I think you could also get in there Lammy. Lammy'd be fun. I mean, she'd probably bring the alcohol for everybody to have fun with. I mean, I wouldn't be drinking it, but everybody else probably would. Maybe. They'd have fun with that. That'd probably be a drunken party. Oh, God. The fun that would probably ensue out of that. Those would probably be the ones that I would probably pick off the top of my head, at least. That's just me. Captain Boomerang asks, what anime power needs an upgrade? What anime power needs an upgrade? Simple. Power up Dio. Bring him back to life. Let's see a power up to the world. Let's give it a Requiem arrow and see what happens. The world Requiem. That'd be terrifying. I wonder what that'd be like. Give us that power. Let's see how deadly that could actually be. Let's do it. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Let's just bring up the power scaling of Dio. Give him a Requiem arrow. Let's see what happens. If we can get Golden God Giorno out of that, well then let's get Golden Vampiric God Dio out of it. But yeah, good question, man. Tamcat asks, what Pokemon would you give the protagonist of Duel Monsters through Zexal? Also, the rival and other characters, Pokemon design outfits, would you also give the protagonist of other characters? So I would have to say probably a Tim would have his main Pokemon possibly be Alakazam, like Mega Alakazam. I feel like that would be like the closest thing to being like Dark Magic. I mean, you could probably say like a Ghost type or a Dark type might be able to do it too, but I'd say maybe Alakazam. I feel like he would have a pretty well balanced team out of this. Some of it being sweeping, some of it being tanky. So I think that's how he would probably play it. Besides, I think some of the Pokemon will match what he had as a description there. We got to give Best Boy Kaiba the best background. A more colorful, flashy one. But I think he'd have Mega Salamence because it's one of the best Megas ever. That thing it's just completely destructive. His Metagross would probably be a shiny one. Kaiba would be the Chad. Let's be real. He would be the Giga Chad that would probably try to counter everyone and be the best because he's got the money. And then we can't forget Strongman Joey. Yeah, he's gonna come out there with a Brooklyn Rage. He'd probably have some pretty interesting stuff. I think Smeargle would probably work for Copycat in a sense because Smeargle can learn any move through Sketch. I think that would fit that perfectly. I feel like he would be somebody with a Sceptile. I don't know why. I mean, I just feel like it'd work. Infernape would be a good heavy hitter, being more of the physical type for him because he did use Warriors a lot if it wasn't Red Eyes. So there was that. I'd say Mai would probably have Mega Blaze Chicken. She would probably be more of the sweeper type, I feel like. And Blaziken would probably be the best Pokemon to go for that role. I feel like Gyarados as well as Scizor would also be good for that. She could also set up rocks, the Rhyperior being like a wall if she needed it. Gardevoir being another Pokemon that could be good in terms of Psychic. And then Crobat being there for utility. I think that would be more of how she'd probably play. And then we can't forget Merrick and his Mega Ultra Chicken. Because that's what he would have. He'd probably be the one person to have a legendary, if I had to say. Probably the only one. And I mean, he'd have a really different team. He'd probably go with the Sandstorm team, Tyranitar being his Mega. But Mega Ultra Chicken would still be his best Pokemon. I don't think anybody could argue that. I think it'd make the most sense. And then Judai, or Jaden. I know many people are probably more used to the dub names and the sub names. I'm so used to the sub names, but that's just me. But, I'll try to do like English going forward. But yeah, Jaden would probably have things like Typhlosion being maybe his favorite Pokemon because like Flare Wingman was his favorite. Lucario probably being like the essence of Aura for him. So I feel like he would be maybe a Mega Lucario user. Hail Kaiser! Oh man, good old Zane Truesdale almost said Rio Marifuji, even though that is his name in the sub. He was so good. I feel like he would have a really tanky yet beastly team. Have a Dracopult, Mega Aggron with pretty much no weakness due to Filter. I feel like this would be his team. I feel like he would be full throttle on people. Alexis Rhodes would probably have something like this sort of team with some of it being speed-based, some of it being, able to take some hits, more like Serena and Scizor being able to be the heavy hitters in terms of defense, while, she'd have things like, Megalopoly, Jolteon being able to speed through the teams. I feel like she'd be able to have good power with that. And then, Manjome Thunder! Oh, man, I do like Chaz, or Chaz it up, however you want to say it. I feel like he would probably have Whimsicott as his Trollmon, because, if you went with the anime, he had, the Ojama Trio. But the thing is, Whimsicott's a good Pokemon. I feel like that would be one of his best, and Mega Tyranitar would probably be his best Pokemon. Just saying. And then Hassleberry, I feel like he would have a dinosaur-based team. I feel like that's what he would be. He would be Dino Man Hassle Savage. It's what he'd be. Mega Aerodactyl being his best, Tyrantrum also being another go-to for him. I feel like that's what he would have, really. Because that feels like it'd be the best thing, just a fossil team. Would be like the best thing I think that he could have. Yusei would probably be like God tier, because aside from the one duel he lost and then the one in the back, like his backstory, right? This man probably had like the outs for practically everything, pretty much everything. And Garchomp, I feel like would be like the best Pokemon to suit Yusei. It's all about speed. It's all about power. I feel like it'd be great. Aki herself would probably be sun-based, because I feel like Mega Charizard would do really well for her, because I know Black Rose would be Explosion. Charizard doesn't, you could say its power explodes, having a higher base stat total as Mega Charizard Y than Mewtwo's special attack. So having a higher special attack base stat total than Mewtwo's insane. Venusaur having the Chlorophyll to be able to double its speed and sun, that'd be a great combo. I feel like that would be your team. Then Jack Atlas, the king. He'd have Aegislash. He would prove he's the king. He'd have Mega Gallade, because that would be a good physical sweeper. And then, he would be able to swap out with Rotom, going in and out, in battle. And then Hydreigon probably being his best, having like a special sweeper that's Dark and Dragon. I feel like that's what he would go with. He would be great. And then Crow would probably be mono birds. He'd probably be mono flying type, with Mega Pidgeot being his best, I would probably say. Because, I don't know, it feels like he'd just be somebody that would go with birds. Then again, Black Wings. So yeah, and Honchkrow being one of his go-to monsters, it'd be a dark flying type. I feel like that would really suit Crow a lot. Then you have Carly herself. Carly would probably have Mega Gardevoir. I feel like that would be her Mega because she felt very, fortune lady. I'd say like she'd be psychic oriented. So she'd have a team probably mixed around psychic types, but with also having a dual type of something else to be able to, balance out the team more rather than it being just mono psychic with just only psychic. So I feel like she would have that going for her. Now, then we have Sherry. Sherry, I feel like she would have Mega Scizor. I feel like she would be that beast. Also, Galarian Rapidash, because the Psychic Fairy type with that much speed, pretty good. Set up Swords Dance, that thing sweeps. It can be pretty good. Not a bad mod. I feel like this would be something that would suit her. Milotic showing off her beauty in a sense. I feel like it'd work because Sherry was one of the best girls. Aki's the best. Sherry's one of the best. Yuba himself probably having Mega Beedrill. I don't know. I feel like that's the closest thing to what Utopia would probably be. But hey, Mega Beedrill's good. It is a sweeper. That thing's dangerous. Okay, that is a dangerous mod. His other team members would probably be bulky or fast. Haxorus being like, his other go-to that would be speedy for sure. Astral himself would probably sit over here being probably Trick Room based. I could see him being more of swapping the tides of the battle because he put it in his favor. And Mega Ampharos being Electric Dragon, that would be a very dangerous mod I feel like that he would have. As well as like Gliscor, Poison Heal Gliscor is so good. I love Gliscor to death. That's one of my favorites. So good. Then Kaito. I feel like Kite would probably come in with Mega Charizard X. I feel like that would be his mod. Because if you think about like how he changes, right? Well, then like you have the Charizard having its unique X form looking different than regular Charizard. So I feel like that would suit him well. His other teammates would either be sweepers or they would be bulky. So I feel like he would have a pretty good arsenal on his hands there. Shark would be mono water. He would have Pelipper set up the rain, and then you have Swift Swim Pokemon like Caracosta or Poliwrath coming in there, with speed. He'd have some good tanky hits with, Jellicent, as well as Caracosta, which also would be bulky. And then Mega Sharpedo would be his Mega, because I just feel like it fits him. Sharpedo. But yeah, I feel like that would be a good Mega for him. And then Rio would be interesting as well, because here's how she'd work. She would have somewhat of the Swift Swim, like, esque way of how Shark would do it, but she would also have Slush Rush. So the Alola Ninetales could set up the Hail, and then if she needed to switch between Hail and Rain, she could switch in the Politoed. And then she could beat down opponents with speed like Sand Slash and Mega Swampert. I feel like that would be Rio for you. Now, on the other hand, in terms of like their outfits, I feel like they'd probably wear something that may show off their type, what type they're about, or they may just wear what they're naturally wearing. Because I don't really care personally for like characters looking like the design of like their main Pokemon. I've never been a fan of that. That's just me though. But hey, that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, good questions. Best Riot Waifu asks, name your favorite anime that you think had the worst ending. Probably the original Full Metal Alchemist. I liked how it started. It started off so well. But the original Full Metal Alchemist, the problem with it is that, you have like all this finding out that like on the other side of the gates, like our world, and in the end, if you've seen the movie, you know that Ed and Al forever get sealed in our world. They never get to go back to theirs. I didn't like that ending at all. I was not a fan. Now, Brotherhood, I think, has one of the best endings in anime history. But the original Full Metal Alchemist, I'm not a fan of that ending personally. I felt like that they probably didn't know where they were going with it. I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me. It was like one of those, like, nobody really wins. Like, you sealed off the issues of what could happen. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like Ed and Al never get to go home. And Winray, just that scene of her just sitting there, like, just feeling bad because she never gets to see Ed or Al again. Like, it's just a depressing ending. I didn't like that ending. I liked Brotherhood's ending, though. Perfect. But I didn't like the original Full Metal Alchemist ending. But that's just me. But yeah, good question, man. Rainbow Boom X asks, Team Fortress 2 Mercs versus Stormtrooper Squad. Who wins? The Team Fortress 2 Mercs with all weapons and features powers from the game and comic. Oh, yeah. Stormtroopers. The problem with Stormtroopers is that, unlike the clones, they didn't have the training that the clones had. And so they just kind of went with higher. Now, of course, there were training facilities, but it wasn't to the degree of where the clones were literally bred for battle, for combat. So I'd say the Team Fortress 2 mercs would probably win against stormtroopers. What about in a Star Destroyer filled with stormtroopers and they start at a location where no one but them are aware of their existence? I would say they'd still probably beat the stormtroopers. Now, I'm not sure entirely of Team Fortress 2 mercs, but I've seen like some stuff that they do. I'd say they'd win still. What about the ultimate challenge? The mercs inside the Death Star, how far do you think they will get? I think they'd blow it up. I think that they would probably make comical mistakes, though, but they'd blow it up in the end. They'd survive, like, they'd escape in the end, but they'd still blow it up somehow by probably making mistakes. I think the Team Fortress 2 mercs would win. Like I said, I know a little bit about it, like, in terms of Team Fortress 2, but I feel like they would win. But then again, they'd also be seen as probably the main character, so the Stormtroopers would lose. Because you know how plot armor works. So, Stormtroopers can't hit a bird. But yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, good question, man. Heads and Boomerang asks, who is your favorite movie villain? I have two. Palpatine from Star Wars, because he was just so devious and his planning schemes were so good. And I would probably say Willem Dafoe in SpiderMan. Dude, him as Norman Osborn was fantastic. Beautiful Green Goblin. Nobody else could be Green Goblin. He's the best. But yeah, good question, man. James95 asks, how would you fix the villains in RWBY? Simple. I wouldn't make them idiots. But, like, how would I fix them? I would have Cinder see it as she's not evil or power hungry. Rather, she'd be an intelligent character that you would come up with schemes and plans. And that if one failed, then she'd have a plan to back up. And she would learn from her mistakes. But also at the same time, what she's doing to her, I would make her see herself as the hero. That what she's doing is not evil, you know? I mean, then again, the way she was doing originally, she was morally gray. And she felt that what she was doing was for the best. You know, in her speech in Volume 3, you get that. You know, once you get to Volume 5 and onward, it's like she's just power-hungry, revenge, craved. You know, like that's all it just seems like she is. She's just a sociopath. You know, as to where in the first 3 volumes, she seems very different from that. You know, like she could have killed Jean and Pierre when she had the chance when they were escaping from the chamber, but they didn't matter to her. But, you know, like later on volumes, it's like she just kills anybody despite what's the reason, you know? So, like, really, I'd say Cinder would be more of a character that would see herself as heroic rather than someone that is, oh, I am evil, I'm bad. You know, like, I would make her be that character that would be, like, what I'm doing could be for the better of people. You know, like, I'm opposing Ozpin because it may be the right perspective. You know, it may be the way to free people, you know, of maybe his own tyranny. Maybe she thinks he's a tyrant. That would be interesting. That'd be a better plot. And from Cinder's speech, it seemed like that was the direction they might have been going with the plot. Now, of course, you have idiot writers like Miles and Carey who don't understand the characters that they write for. And so, in turn, they made Cinder a one-dimensional, you know, power-hungry, revenge-driven loser. I mean, that's basically what they did. You know, and that's a shame. Tyrion, I think he's great the way he is. I just like how he loves to create chaos. Honestly, I'd probably just keep him the same. Watts, I'd actually have him do shit. Because he didn't do anything. Oh, I have the technology, but Cinder's the one who was smart enough to use it. You know, like, that was the thing. He had the technology to hack into Atlas security. Okay. But Cinder was the one who had her own plans to do it back in Volume 3. Watch just gave her the technology. He didn't do jack shit. Oh, look, I turned off the heating system. Ooh. That didn't do anything. Where did that go? It went nowhere. It didn't do anything. You know, like, Watts was horrible. I would have made him act like he was a puppeteer. I would have had him, you know, have, like, powers like that of a puppet. And, you know, we could actually go into why he actually hated Ironwood. Why he hated Pietro. They never went with that either. They never even, you know, elaborated on that story. You know, maybe it was his idea for Penny, and then Pietro stole it from him. And maybe that's why he wanted revenge, because everybody thought Pietro was the better scientist when he could have been the thief all along. That would have been amazing. That would have been cool. And in turn, he would have shown how good of a genius he was by making his own, like, puppet-like androids. I mean, that would have been a cool idea. I would have preferred that, personally. It would have shown his tactical genius, how he could have worked. You know, that would have been better. But he didn't do anything. He was useless. I mean, seriously, he was useless. He was a terrible villain. People give him praise. No, he was awful. Like, he didn't do anything in my eyes that made him good. I mean, seriously. And Watts' roast was terrible. Like, he's a hypocrite because he didn't do anything. At least Cinder's got something to her name. What do you have, Watts? Oh, I died in a fire. Because that's it. That's all I did. I didn't do anything. I gave you the technology. I was smart enough to come up with the technology, but you were the one who was smart enough to use it tactically. Watts, you terrible, terrible character. I'm sorry. If you like Watts, that's fine, but I didn't find any usefulness out of Watts. I thought he was awful. Mercury, I like Mercury. Honestly, I wouldn't change him. I think Mercury is fine. So that's like Mercury and Tyrion. I'd say we're good. Hazel wasn't terrible. It's just what would have been better is if they had elaborated on his backstory, because they never gave us a backstory for Hazel. You know, like, we should have seen why he hated Ozpin. Like, oh yeah, we know that he hated Ozpin because his sister died in the like the training program, right? Okay, that's all we know because that was told to us, but we didn't see it. That's a problem. They could have actually done more with that. And I mean, I was very interested in Hazel. I mean, he went out like a badass, even though I don't think he should have died. But I mean, it's just, I felt like there was a lot of wasted potential in his character because they just didn't go more into it. Salem sits on her throne acting menacing, but she doesn't do anything. You know, the funny thing about Dr. Claw and, like, Inspector Gadget was he would sit there and he'd be, like, orchestrating stuff, but he'd be like a comical villain. You know, he'd be sitting there, next time, Gadget! Next time! And you just laugh at it because it's funny, because, you know, that was the point of it. Salem, on the other hand, she's shit. Oh, like, I'm gonna sit here and have everybody do everything. Even though I'm immortal, I can do whatever I want. Okay, then go do it. What are you, sadistic? You just gonna, like, people go off and die and just be okay with it? Like, go do it yourself then. Like, Palpatine, yeah, he may have sat there in some movies, but he actually did something too. You know what I mean? Like, he actually did kill Jedi, and he actually did, orchestrate a whole entire plan to destroy the Jedi. Palpatine's great. You know, what does Salem have? Nothing. She's just boring. Terrible. Terrible character. Like, make her useful. Make her do something. You know what I mean? Like, Volume 8, that ain't nothing. The only thing Salem realistically has over everybody else is that she just lives because of immortality. Like, she can just stall everybody out till, like, their aura is drained and then take them out. That's it. You know, like, Cinder, Raven, and Winter are more terrifying with individual maiden powers. Not even the whole thing than Salem, who has the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, terrible. And Emerald, just don't make her a simp. Make her actually do something. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Who would you marry out of all your waifus? It would be between a few. One of them being Erza Scarlet, because I think she is obviously, as I've said before, the best girl in Fairy Tail. Palutena from Kid Icarus. God, I love that trolley goddess. She's so much fun. Like, she's a fun character. I love her to death, and she knows how to bring the fan service. Mordred, because best girl. Like, Mordred is the best girl in Fate. Changed my mind. She is, hands down, without a doubt, the best, in my opinion. Cynthia, because, oh, God. Oh, I love this character. She's so good. And then Mama Lusamine, because she's the MILF. She's crazy. But she's the kind of crazy I love. Those would be the ones I would go after if I had to. I don't know. It might fall under, like, Cynthia, though. Or Palutena or Erza the most. I don't know. Hard to say. Those would be, like, my 5, I would say I'd pick between. Have you played any of the Halo games? I have all of them but Infinite. Like, after 4 and 5, basically. I was just stopped caring. I mean, this is somebody who was, like, hardcore fan to the point where, like, I was buying the books, you know, like, I got, like, the, not the Legendary, but the Limited Edition Reach pre-order also. You know, like, I really loved Halo to death. I did. But, I mean, I just kind of fell out of interest because it just stopped being good, in my opinion. But that's just me. I mean, hey, if you like it, you like it. And now for more Fate memes and King Arthur. That's definitely, sir, how you pull out a blade. I approve. What I hate, as expected, I hate Winter. I'm with you. Just kidding, I love both Winter and Lily. Big Sis will try her best to celebrate Christmas with swimsuit. There, your sister's a meanie. Why, teacher? So, tell me, Merlin, what training will we do today, and why did you bring me here? Of course, this Oni-san will suck. I mean, train you to become a real man and a king to prepare for it. Oh, that's how Merlin suck me dry every day as a part of my training. Damn, bro, you must be very skilled in bed. Yeah. Look, Mordred, look at this glorious city, this Las Vegas. Past this tree, over its highest skyscrapers, everything the light touches belongs to someone else. Oh, oh, poor Mordred, man. Poor Mordred. Oh, that's gotcha games in a nutshell. Oh, you want everything in a gotcha game, man. You want all like the shards and everything you can get for stuff. And I understand it. Oh, because they think her main is a. Oh, that's too good. I love it. Um, Moriarty, what the hell did you give them? And why are you winking me, Master Hick? I noticed you have been wagging your tail at other women. No, he's mine, mine. Hick, let go of him. Have you forgot? He belongs to me. You're my dog. Yeah, that's the stuff you give him. He knows what he did, and he did it right. He did it right. Oh, new. Oh, that makes me think of like gotcha games. It's like, oh, we got to get the newest one out there. It's like, boom. It's like new Artoria. It's like, Saber cosplayer with new Dragonov rifle props shares warning. Woman spotted with rifle with beach. Oh man, I love it. Morgan Le Fay versus Artoria Pendragon. Britain's strongest brawl since the Blitz. Coming soon to a lost belt near you. The custody battle of the century. Loser keeps the kid. Oh no. Oh man, you just feel bad for Mordred, but God, it's so funny. Oh. Oh man. Oh, that's so good. Oh yeah, the to be continued. Dude, I love that. It's just freaking Artoria just sitting there like, oh God, what do I do? Mother, father. Isn't it weird to call a woman your father? No, since father is father. By the way, this is male father. Hello. Oh man, that would be like a clusterfuck. Oh man, I love it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's pretty funny actually. Poor Arthur. Oh man, and then Arthur with the food, man. Arthur, dude, he's gonna eat forever. He's gonna eat forever, man. You better hope that you have like the biggest plate ever. And then, oh yeah, this is cool. Like I like the art of Gawain there. Like they all look great. Whoever did this, good shit. Like honestly, good shit, man. Like really good. Oh, don't go mention Arteria. Oh man, that's actually adorable. I love it. Like that's really cute. Uh, that's actually adorable. I love it. Oh yeah, no, this is gotcha in a nutshell. Gotcha be like. Oh man, gotcha games, dude. That's the point. They want all that money. You gotta keep trying. They're gonna keep throwing out stuff at you. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna get that money from that wallet, man. We're gonna do it. That's how they keep you hooked. That's how they keep you hooked. Oh man, wouldn't want to be in trouble with these ladies. Wouldn't want to be in trouble with these ladies. And here's our culprit. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that dog. What the fuck's a Scooby? Gucci Lane is the freak. He's the dog. Oh no. Oh, it's so good. It's beautiful. That's great, man. Good questions, good memes, man. Captain Memory asks, what anime started bad but ended up being good? If I had to say one anime that I did see, Keikyo Hitman Reborn. I thought it was kind of bad at the start. It's kind of like a rough start. And it's kind of got like some like substance issues, I'd say. It's probably lacking. And it really kind of has to play off like slapstick humor is what it tries to do. So it's kind of eh. But it gets better around, I'd say, like, what, episode 19, 2021. And then it really starts going from there when you hit the Kokyo arc. Like, that is when that series got good, in my opinion. What anime hero or heroes had you question their heroism? I would definitely say Johnny Joestar. That guy kind of came off as a selfish prick, and he just wanted to get the corpse parts to basically mend his legs. As to where Funny Valentine was trying to actually get the corpse parts to make America a better country for everyone. So Johnny Joestar was kind of the person I thought was eh, like in terms of his heroism. Like I don't know, that's just me, but yeah, good question, man. Good question. Quanta Riser asked, November Q&A, is High Guardian Spies was a shit racism tier or satanic tier for you? I just thought it was garbage. I mean, it's terribly written. Clearly, they had no sense of direction with that show. I mean, it was just pandering, catering to Twitter audiences. It was terrible. I mean, it's just a disaster. It's what it is. It's a garbage show. I mean, realistically. Since Xenoblade Chronicles has been a long time franchise, should they make a new Xenoblade Chronicles game but mix it with Gundam stories? I mean, honestly, I think just making a new Xenoblade Chronicles game would be fine. If they wanted to mix it with Gundam, they could. I just don't know how it would work, but they could maybe do something with it. I don't know. What if every memes were randomized as a 21st century humor for our next generation in the future? I mean, I think the memes will just stick around and be funny for everyone, really. I mean, we've gotten memes that have been like several years old that people still love to this very day. So, I mean, you'll still have memes that are staying strong that are going to be enjoyed by people. So, yeah, they'll still be strong in the future for people. Repeat after me, Fortnite's for kids. Well, I mean, it is, but it's also for whoever enjoys it. So, I wish then he had a meme here. Touch grass when you buy Gunpla without your parents' knowledge, and they find out the current objectives survive. I guess it'd work with anything that you'd buy, but I mean, I'm not really knowledgeable on that, so I don't really get the meme. But some people might have. But to those who did, funny. It's good. The Bleeding Shadow asks, have you seen Spectacular Spider-Man, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Teen Titans 2003? If so, what's your thoughts on them? I actually enjoyed them. Spectacular Spider-Man, it actually followed pretty well with some kind of like comics ideas. I thought that was really cool. They had like, what was it, Gwen Stacy in the beginning? Because that's actually who Peter liked first before Mary Jane. I did like that. That was really cool. I did like what they did with it. Venom, Green Goblin. Like, they had some really cool things in that. Now, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, I haven't seen that, but I've seen clips of it. But it looks interesting for what it is. And in the 2003 Teen Titans, I loved it. I remember when that was, like, airing. It was coming on Toonami. I remember that. Those were good times, man. I hated that Season 6 was canceled. I really did. Obviously, Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, he was, like, one of the best characters. Raven was great. Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg, like all of them were really good. Control Freak was probably one of the best. I love the references with like movies with that guy. Like it was such a good show. I mean, it really was. That was one of the best times in cartoon history. I think that's just me though. Best Rat Waifu asks, would you say there is an anime character that is similar to Azula by personality and backstory? Not that I can really think of off the top of my head. No. At least I can't think of any. I mean, some of you could, let me know, but I can't think of any. But yeah, good question. RJ Dorian 2795 SA asks, so I'm trying to do a story, but need to make it different than a movie, either to avoid copying or rip off. Should I use most of the movie's idea like GOTG, Jimmy Neutron, and Ratchet and Clank 2002? If by using it, what are your suggestions, recommendations? Or can a character be named after or inspired by Jimmy Neutron? I mean, you can be inspired by ideas, but also make them your own. Make it the direction you want to go, but also keep in mind it's your creation. You can go with it however you want. You know what I mean? Like, so you can be inspired by ideas, but also make them your own. Make the characters your own. Like, if a character has inspired you, that's fine. Just try to make them your own character. You know what I mean? Like, make them what you'd want them to be. Go with the story you want them to go. Think about point A to point B. Like their character starts at point A. How is their character going to get to point B? How are they going to develop? What's the end game for them? And then come with the story from there. You know, like, think of how you want the finale to go, right? Like, this is where you want your character to end up, and then think, how do I get to that area? You know, like, how do I put the puzzle pieces together and make it to that end game? That's what you want to do with a story. At least that's the way I see it. When I come up with a story, I think of the ending first, and then I gradually work my way up to that ending. You know, then I create my beginning and everything up to that point to keep it more consistent and keep the characters in character and, you know, develop their character from there. But that's just me. I hope that helped out. But yeah, good question, man. Captain Boomerang asks, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain in the comics and live action? Oh, this is a good one. So my favorite Spider-Man villain of all time is Carnage. I mean, just the sheer insanity of Carnage. You know, Cletus Cassidy. You know, like, Carnage was one of those villains that you didn't fuck with. Like, he was terrifying. Even Spider-Man and Venom had to team up against him before. I mean, he was somebody to not be messed with. Same thing with Green Goblin. Like, Green Goblin in the movie, he was excellent. I love some of his quotes. He had some of the best quotes out there. Now, this is one of my favorite quotes ever. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero, and they found you amusing for a while, the people of the city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Like, that is such a good quote. Like, the Green Goblin quotes are so good. Like, they're great, but that's just me. But yeah, good question, man. Falstrom Jaeger asks, for the December Q&A, is there any anime protagonist whose worldviews or beliefs make you lose enjoyment in the show? I mean, one character, which, this is a big character, but like, one character that I think everybody would know is one thing that really made me lose a lot of the enjoyment of, like, the Naruto manga as it went on. You could say, like, this is more in the Shippuden era. Was Naruto just never trying to give up on Sasuke when, in reality, the thing is some people can't be redeemed. And I mean, it's a shame to say that. I mean, it really is. But there are some people that just are not redeemable. You know, and the reality of it is, you can't let them hold you back. The more you would cling on to those people, the more it can take you away from making your life better, you know? And it could even take away from you helping make lives around you better, too. I kind of felt like him holding on to Sasuke, like I said, it to me, held back a lot of his character from who he could have been. I felt the writing there was not the best. Even in Bleach, there was a good point that was presented. And this was actually with Komamura realizing that he couldn't save his friend Tosin. You know, and Tosin in the end did die. And, but he realized that he followed down a path that he wasn't going to be able to come back from. And he realized, yeah, I'll have to end the life of my friend because I can't save him. You know, I think that was one of the biggest problems with Naruto was it really tried to have this whole Naruto, oh, I want to save Sasuke thing, but I felt like it really, you know, took him away from his goal of wanting to be Hokage. And, you know, it's kind of like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And as you continued onward, you'd see that Sasuke didn't want to change. You know, like, and Naruto was trying to change somebody that didn't want to change. I mean, you know, you can't change someone that doesn't want to change. And I just felt like personally it was, I feel it made the story worse. That's just my opinion. You know, people can disagree with me. That's perfectly fine. But I think that was one of the biggest issues to me because in reality, you can't always save someone. And I mean, that's sad. That's a shame. I mean, it really is. But there are just some people out there that never want to be saved. So I felt like Naruto wasting a lot of his time on Sasuke, which Sasuke even, as I said, proved the point. You know, he's like, you know, if you're not worried about me, you could be Hokage right now. I mean, he's right. You know, and that was like the biggest thing, especially whenever you know, Naruto was like, I'm done with this. Like, I remember that manga chapter, like at the end, he's like, I'm done with this. He's like, I'm gonna settle this now. Next chapter, I can't kill you, Sasuke. And it's like, ah, it's like you think he grew, and then it's like, no, let's progress the character back. I was like, oh, that's no. I was like, why? It was so bad because I really thought Naruto developed there, and then they just Kishimoto smacked me with a freaking bat, and he's like, nah, he ain't developing. I was like, shit. You know, like, it kind of sucked in my opinion. Like, that's kind of why I started to favor more characters like Kakashi or Itachi or Madara, you know, or Nagato, you know, or Shikamaru, because, like, they had more logical sense to them as characters. You know, they had a better understanding of things, and, you know, in my opinion, they were written better. I mean, that's just me, but it did kind of turn off a lot of the story for me at times when it would just go to this depression mode of, oh, Sasuke, oh. I'm like, come on, man. Like, like it wasn't, to me, it wasn't good. But that's just me. Do you think we'll start seeing Chinese animes, especially protagonist ones? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it since China's trying to get into the anime sphere. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, we probably will. I wouldn't doubt it. Have you watched any North Korean anime or cartoons? Yes, they exist. I know they do. I actually haven't, no. So I can't actually say anything about them. But yeah, North Korea. Yeah, about that place. Terrible, terrible what goes on there, man. I mean, terrible. But no, I have not seen any, so I can't give any opinions on them. So I don't know. I can't honestly say. But yeah, good questions, man. Good questions. Best Rat Waifu asks, here's some VTuber memes. Uh-oh. We got some VTuber memes, people. Let's take a look at them. Having to dig thousands of blocks for material for Atlantis by yourself. Getting thousands of blocks of material from accidentally telling your friends to mine in the wrong direction. Yeah. Oh, man. That talk about duping people. That's how you do it. Say trick them right there. What if you wanted to go to heaven, but God said Katana is in charge of the gate? Yeah, that would probably be, well, you probably aren't making it. No, I'm kidding. Japanese trap VTuber busted for being a real girl, causing outrage among trap-loving fans. Oh, what? I can't believe I was a chick. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good one. Oh, man. When you learn Japanese, but VTubers switch to English. Yeah, here's what I'll say about that, though. But then that would mean that you could go to Japan, and then you could actually speak the language of Japanese, and you wouldn't have a language barrier there. That would be a good thing. Honestly, to learn more would be better. So, just saying. See a strange video in my recommended panic. Enjoy it and decide to watch more of this cute, Fox calm. Develop a crippling life addiction panic. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember when I started watching, like, VTubers, I thought it was very fun. I think it was, like, 2020 was when I started thinking about mid-2020 was when I started watching VTubers. I got down that rabbit hole and I kept going. It was fun, though. That's just me. 3D models are better because you can use it in VR. 2D is more appealing in anime. I like both. Me too. That's the thing. I don't mind either one, really. I don't know. That's just me. As long as they're good-looking models, fine. They don't bother me. Yago, I can't recommend your channel to children. That side won't stop me because I can't read. Oh, but I can imagine Marine trying to act like she was like a kid and then doing something like this. This actually sounds like a Marine move, actually. Oh, I remember this one. What's upstairs? Unfortunately, the stairs don't talk. Yeah. Oh, the Ina, the Ina dad jokes. That's pretty much what they are. That's what they are. In kindness, there's evil. In evil, there's kindness. Of course, we have the balance. Then there's Garfield. This motherfucker. Oh, that's great. I mean, this sums it up. No, I mean, this is the perfect way to sum it up. Twitch thoughts versus VTubers. When you say, I don't have $5, what you say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money that I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy. Guys, please don't donate to me if you can't. Think about yourselves first. You've given me enough already. Also, Twitch thoughts. You took everything from me. I don't know, maybe VTubers are fun. Have good personalities and actually play games. Well, I mean, Twitch thoughts, what do they do? Sit in hot tubs? Who cares? Who cares about Twitch thoughts? I'm going to be honest with you. When someone says they don't like VTubers, but you remember they said the same about anime before you got them addicted. That's actually pretty good. That's a good one. Subaru of the pool, what's your wisdom? Help me, I can't swim. This is not a joke. Help me. That's an interesting one. A duck that can't swim. That's pretty interesting. Uh, I am a grown man. I'm a big adult. I can do this. This song is for Coco Bison. Well, hey, you know what? The good thing is that Coco's still around because she is Kason, so you know she's still out there. She's still out there. You're nuts now. Jesus Christ, that escalated quickly. Like I could just imagine. It's just like pulls out the shotgun. It's like, yeah, give him to me. It's like, oh God. It's like, well, I guess I don't have a choice. Oh man, and then oh yeah, you have Watame, Botan and Noel here. Yeah. Botan's thinking about food. And then Wool. Nervous Watame. Poor Watame. No, you're not my little pog champ. You're not even based. You're cringe. Oh yeah, so that's yeah, that sounds like Twitter. It sounds like something you'd say to Twitter because they're always cringe all the time on there. How girls in my life react when I tell them I watch you all the time. My favorite VTuber, yeah, they love it, and it's like my crush is like, I mean, they probably like it if you watch them, not in a stalker way, well, like in a normal way, they'd probably like it, but then it comes down to like, they don't like you or something. Yeah, they're probably gonna act like that. Yeah. Remember them? This is them now. Feel old yet? Oh, as if they grew up yet. Hachima fans, we made Lunar review. Then Hachima's like, send it to me. Batsuri fans, we love lollies. Batsuri, me too. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Sincho fans, Sincho, I'm horny. I'm horny too. Oh man. Hey, Marina, if you need help with that, I mean, offers on the table. Just throw that out there. Random VTuber fan, most non-debated TVA English VTuber. Stop! Don't talk! I only want to talk politics. You are disgusting. Please block me. That's kind of funny. Captain Boomerang asks, what anime would you like to write an episode for? If it were me, and if I were given the option to write for an anime, this is just me, I would probably want to write for Eden Zero. Because I am a big fan of Hiro Mashima. I would do it. If he was like, hey, write me a filler episode, I'd be like, sure, I'll make you a good one. I would do it. I really would. I really would. Or if he just wanted me to write, like, a regular episode, I'd do it. I'd have fun with it. I really would. Metal Lord 395 asks, Happy New Year's Eve, Nick. Here are my questions. Oh, well, Happy New Year's to everybody watching. I hope all of you had a good one. I really do. Would you want to date a girl with an OnlyFans? Hell no. Like, no, I would not. I mean, no, I wouldn't. That's just me, but no, I wouldn't. If anime does lose popularity again in the future, will you still continue to watch it? I mean, I watched it when it was niche. Of course I will. Like, I watched it when people were making fun of me for liking anime. Like, that didn't stop me from liking anime then. It's never going to stop me from liking anime going forward. So if it does lose popularity, yeah, I'd still watch it. That wouldn't change anything for me. Thoughts on Deadpool? He's a badass. I mean, like, Deadpool, he's one of the best fourth wall breakers. I mean, love his character. He's great. Love how he trolls other characters like Wolverine and Thanos. Good stuff. Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Carol? What are your thoughts on it? I've seen A Christmas Carol. It's not bad. It's kind of funny. Like, I mean, I can watch it one time, but then if I watch it like multiple times in a row, I get sick of it. So I'm kind of one of those, like, I gotta watch it once, and then after that, just shut it off. Like, I'm good with the one-time viewing for, like, once in a while, you know what I mean? But it's pretty good. The Avengers versus Justice League, who wins? That's a really tough call. You have Batman, you have Iron Man, you have, like, Superman and Hulk. I don't know. That's hard. Maybe, possibly the Justice League, because Superman can send everybody to the end of time. But then again, Hulk and his anger. I don't know. That's tough. I don't know who I'd really say would win that one. That's a hard one to say. So I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure on that. That's something I would have to think for a long time on and really hard on, to be honest with you. So off the top of my head, I don't know. That's hard to say. What do you think of The Nightmare Before Christmas? It's really good. Tim Burton did an excellent job on that film. That's a really good movie. I would definitely recommend it if you've never seen it. Good stuff. Name some gateway VTubers for people who want to watch VTubing. You could go Gargura, Calliope Mori. You could go Crony. You could go Mume. Kiara. I mean, there's like, Hololive, Gen 1, Gen 2. You could also do like other ones out there. I mean, because, God, there's more than Hololive, by the way. Like, you have Prism. You have Ninjutsu. You have tons. Like, you've got a lot out there, really. It just comes down to whoever you want to watch, whoever you enjoy, whoever appeals to you, really. So just watch who you feel interested in, I'd say. Name some good games for the Wii. Good games for the Wii? Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, they were good. Super Paper Mario was a good one. There was Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, for the Wii as well. That was good. The Metroid Prime trilogy, they had that. I remember that. That was also something. And another really good game is No More Heroes. Those would be games I would recommend for the Wii, personally. That's just me, though. How was your Christmas? What did you do, and did you get anything? My Christmas is okay. I mean, it was just the same as it is pretty much every year. Not really do anything. But it was alright. Just kind of more so time to myself. As it basically always is, really. So nothing really going on. Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, I did get some gifts, yeah. But it was okay. I mean, yeah, bad as it always is. And my final question for 2021, what are your hopes, plans, and fears for 2022? Honestly, I just really hope for this year to be a good year. I mean, just making it and, having a good year out of it. I mean, that's really kind of the, I guess, best thing to do. Just working more, trying to work more on the channel too, again, getting back into that. Try to, maybe also get into like a little more games that I've been wanting to get into, some more anime that I've kind of missed on. Just trying to hope that it becomes a good year, I mean, last year at this time it was really rough because my dad had just passed away, and so I was trying to get past all of that. But yeah, just hope for a good year. Just plan to work harder on the channel for everybody. Get content out there. Do a good job with it. Hang around and everything. It's basically kind of what I'm trying to work for. Fears. I mean, I don't really think about the fears, honestly. But that's just me. But yeah, good questions, Ben. Best Rat Waifu asks, which crossovers have you seen or heard ideas of in fan fictions would you say doesn't work no matter how well written the story is? I don't know, really. I mean, there's nothing that specifically comes to mind. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff out there. I don't know. That's actually really tough for me to think about. Because I can't really think of any off the top of my head. I mean, I could probably search and look, but like off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'd have to think real hard on that one. I don't know. But yeah, good question, man. Captain Boomerang asks, goals for 2022 other than surviving. Well, the ultimate plan, of course. Trying to take over the world with my army of dragons. That is the goal. World domination with dragons, baby, all the way. That in a wonderful harem. That too. That's the other. That's the other goal. We aim for that stuff here. That's the other goal. But anyways, good questions, everybody. Good questions. I want to thank you all for all your questions. I appreciate it. I want to thank you for your patience because I know everybody's been waiting for this for a while. But here we are. The 2021 December Q&A is wrapped up. We got all the Q&As done for 2021. Now we're on to 2022. And then 5 years later, we get them all out. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But seriously, though, I want to thank all of you, as always, for your questions. I do love answering your questions. It's always fun, to think that this has been going on for almost 3 years. Isn't that crazy? We'll hit 3 years in May. That's nuts. Man. But yeah, you all are awesome. I appreciate all of you. And without you guys, this wouldn't be able to happen. So, I got to thank all of you for that. But I'll try to get the next Q&A out sooner. I'm going to work on that. So be sure to leave your questions down below. And if there's anything I forgot to mention, let me know. I'll get them in the next one. But anyways, I hope all of you are having a good new year for your start. And I hope all of you have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.